Pusat Kecemerlangan Kesihatan Mental Kebangsaan, which is a National Center of Excellence of Mental Health. It is under KKM, launched on October 2022. It's just new, and then it's just like call center and have 5 sectors in the center. The call center, who have heard about Italian Hill 15555? No one. It's okay. It's just back October 2022, just tele-counseling by call. Alright. So before this, I worked in klinik kesihatan at Jempol. Who's from Negeri Sembilan, Jempol? Anyone here? No one. Oh, tak ada juga, memang semua orang Subang Jaya ya? Not really, alright. So I'm a pegawai psychology by term, so just can call me as a counselor, registered counselor under Lembaga Counselor Malaysia, LKM. Alright, okay, next. Alright.
Okay, let me handle the screen.
Okay, so today I would like to share with you some terminologies in mental health. Maybe we got confused and we got interchangeable with something like very confusing with the terms. What is mental health, and then the mental illness, and then some people would say that people who are having mental health or mental health crisis who are having mental illness. Or maybe we blame, or we like to say them as a crazy people, something like that. So these are the stigma that we must make sure to have a correct term, and to make sure that we know that what should we speak, what should we address people. Alright, okay, and then I would like to share about some of the symptoms of anxiety, stress, and depression, because this is very basic in mental health. And with this kind of early sign, it can extend to some critical or complex mental illness. So before, it is prevention is better than cure. So before we meet psychiatrists, before we meet clinical psychologists behind there, before we meet counselor, so better we avoid ourselves from having that mental illness and try to practice self-care, try to practice emotion-based, focus on our emotion, how to manage our stress. Okay, all right. So as you can see here, mental health is an individual realize that his own abilities and can cope with normal stress of life, can work productively, and able to make contributions. So we have mental health. Same goes as physical health. You have done the screening outside there, the blood test, the BMI, your weight, your height, isn't it? So it's about the physical test. But have you tried the mental health screening outside there?
Yes.
Yeah, many of you tried, isn't it? All right. So thanks to you who had tried the mental health screening, because it is Woolley. Woolley is mental health screening by KKM, Kementerian Kesihatan Malaysia, that has been used in klinik kesihatan. We just changed it. Before this, we used DAS 21. So DAS 21 has 21 questions. So we changed it into Woolley. So if you got something with the score of Woolley, I can explain to you and just bring that screening tools to the clinics or any private sector hospital or clinic, and then tell the doctors that you are having this kind of score. So maybe they can evaluate more about yourself. Okay? All right. A mental health issue occurring when individuals is having feeling or emotional disturbance that affect daily life function. So maybe you got stress from your work, you have a little bit sign of burnout, you have problem in financial or your family. So it will disturb your daily life, that disturb your emotion and sometimes your thought and also your behavior. Maybe that you lost your appetite, you don't want to socialize with others. So these kind of change, we need to get attention on that, because it shows, it tells us something. Okay, all right, and also mental illness is a disturbance of brain function. So when we talk about brain function, it must aid or have help from psychiatrists. So psychiatrists have medical background. They can prescribe medicine for the person who have mental illness. So there is a lot of mental illness nowadays. People having major depressive disorder, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, what else? Anxiety disorder, some personality disorder too, like antisocial personality disorder, split personality. So there's a lot of mental illness. Okay, so mental illness is one of the version of more complex thing. So it needs a lot of supervision from psychiatrists and consistent psychotherapy from clinical psychologists or counselors, and they really need to be under supervision of a therapist for quite some times. Okay. And of course, the disturbance cause the disturbance of feelings, brain, and our emotion. So when psychology is our soul, right? Psychology is we talk about our emotion, our thought, and our feeling. So whenever one of these three elements disturb, so it might affect the whole three elements. Okay, so if we have a negative thought, so maybe it will affect our emotion and our behavior. So maybe someone is going to pull cari pasal dengan kita kan, so like to trigger our behavior. So we might have a aggressive behavior towards that individual. So that is mental illness. I hope you can differentiate between these three terminologies. Okay. All right, next. Okay, I just got this slide, poster from my graphic designer, which is from the Pusat Kecemerlangan and CMH lah. All right, so I think the design is quite good, and then why not I just take it and paste it here, right? And it's really comprehensive here, where you can differentiate between eustress and distress. So we know that stress is not always negative. Stress is got the positive side. Okay, so for example, the eustress is positive stress. Okay, where it can give you motivation and help you to be more focused and help you to increase your motivation, and usually this kind of stress is not too long. For example, you got an exam, and the exam is stressor. So whenever you get it, oh my God, I'm so stressed with this exam, is upcoming stress. So you study, burn midnight oil, you learn, study with your friend every day, every time, until you tak tidur malam pun kan. Sebab apa? Because you're stressed with the exam. But you want to excel in the examination, right? And then that is the positive stress. You do that and to excel in your exam. For example, like for today, maybe some of us, oh my God, I don't want to attend this program. It's too early in the morning. I just want to sleep for the whole today. And then, but I have to come. So the thing is, this program is the stressor, but if you come, you can get benefits from this program. You can get the exchange of knowledge. You can get something new, right? All right. So the negative stress is always our normal stress that maybe can affect our emotion, a little bit of our emotion, and change a little bit of our thought. It might give us some feeling of sad and feeling of anxious, where we feel like we all feel unworthy. Sometimes we have some of symptoms of stress, where I will share with you after this. All right, can you please next? Okay, these are the symptoms of stress, but there is a lot more lah, right? One, exhausted. You feel so exhausted, and then dizziness, have disturbance in sleep, maybe being so irritable, alright, you get anxious, you get some change in your appetite. Maybe you loss of appetite, maybe you gain some appetite, or you want to have a binge eating when you're stressed. That's possible to be happen. And then the behavior, it might be you are very sensitive and easy to get aggressive. All right. So these are some of the gejala or symptom of stress, where we know that we have stress. Every day we have stress. In our house, when we go to the program, when we go to our work, when we go to anywhere. So you might have stress when you are driving. Some of the cars, some of the driver potong-potong sana sini menyelip, and then some of the motorcycles are merempit-rempit, and then we sometimes, oh my god, it's just stress. So something like we change in the mood, and then in the car anak-anak pun macam tak diam, and then suddenly kita marah anak. Can you please shut down? Please diam duduk. Macam tu. Tiba-tiba kena marah kan. So it's the stress will change the emotion and our behavior. Okay, next. All right, anxiety. So have you heard about anxiety? Because anxiety is very popular nowadays. Back then, 20 years ago, I don't know what is anxiety. I never heard about anxiety. But recently, we heard a lot about anxiety, and many people have anxiety. Why? Yeah, problem, stress, too many problems, overthinking. We have so much thing to be.
Like for example, a crisis event.
Crisis event?
For example, pandemic.
Yeah, pandemic. Yes, pandemic. Pandemic also increase our anxiety. Alright, so people, I will share the data after this. So people when come to the crisis or any pandemic, so the anxiety rising up. The anxiety, a lot of people feeling so anxious. I don't want to go out. I feel so, I'm takut COVID. Nanti berjangkit. You jauh-jauh pernah tak? We have that experience, right? We don't want to meet people. We don't want to pergi ke ramaian program-program macam ni, right? So we tend to, right, I just want to be at home peacefully, and I don't want to get infected with COVID. Suddenly, oh my god, where did I get this COVID? Kena juga walaupun duduk rumah. Kan? Yeah, dia ada sayap, you know? Yes. The COVID can fly. So suddenly kita pun tak tahu where is the source of the COVID. I just stay at my home, but I still got infected. So kita pun rasa macam but we might don't know any people mobilized here and there. Mungkin ada balik kampung, mungkin ada anak keluar curi-curi pergi ambil makanan dekat Grab bawah kan. Kita ambil Grab kat bawah lah, dekat guide. So maybe boleh juga berjangkit dekat situ kan. So itu adalah pengalaman COVID lah. We throwback sikit kan, throwback TB kan. Alright, so these are the symptoms of anxiety, where there's a lot, you know. Always have negative thought, you have disturbance in your sleep or cannot sleep at all. Yeah, always SOB, short of breathing, numbness, palpitation, you feel anxious all the time. Your mouth feeling dry, always feel like kerja-kerja nak minum kan, rasa macam kering je mulut tu. And then you have chronic digestion problem. Okay, so there's a lot. I want to share one of my patient. Before this, I used to work at klinik kesihatan where I meet patient face to face. You know, during COVID, I need to wear like the angkasawan, okay? All is the counselor also want to meet patient. Oh my God, is it counselor? Who are you inside? The client will ask me. Okay, they don't know who's inside. Maybe this MA menyamar ke, nurse menyamar ke kan jadi counselor. But it is so suffocating inside. I don't know. I have to talk. I have to guide them, but sometimes I have lack of oxygen. Yeah, lack of oxygen. Sometimes I don't want to pakai baju kemeja, kebertai kan. It's so panas tak. So one of my patient, she is teacher, where she has a chronic anxiety. I think the symptom is more than this. One of the symptom, I think is a rare symptom, which is she want to go to the toilet so many times, in and out, just want to feel relief because she has that anxiety. She's sometimes go to the toilet and then buang air kan, and then she rasa macam relax and relief, so dia keluar balik. Tapi dia macam memaksa. Okay, so dia memaksa benda tu, so it can menyebabkan another complication lah bila dia memaksa untuk buang air kan. But she need to do that because she want to feel relief. So that is one of the symptom. Alright, so maybe in this room, maybe certain of all of the audience might undergo some kind of these symptoms. So make sure you know that you always evaluate yourself. How my emotion today, how am I today? Alright, always ask yourself. Have you ever asked yourself early in the morning, hi Harith, how are you today? I always do that in front of a mirror. Yes, I always talk to myself. This is a positive thought. When you have monologue to yourself, it somehow give motivation to yourself. It somehow give energy to yourself. And early in the morning, sometimes people don't want to wake up. Oh my God, I have like very bad day. I don't want to work today. Tak nak pergi lah jumpa patient lagi. Oh my God, stress. Nak jumpa patient. Oh, hari ni I ada appointment. Oh, patient MDD, patient depression, patient anxiety, patient schizophrenia. Oh my God, there's a lot of serious problem. I don't want. So sometimes kita ada rasa macam tu. Tapi we still wake up. Harith, today you have this patient, and this patient. Alright. Okay, relax. Okay, relax. Okay, you just can attend them. They just want to talk with you. They just want to share what they're doing, what the updates. So something like that. Okay, you also can practice it. Okay. All right, next.
It's not contagious.
Huh?
And your sickness come to you. It's not
Oh
contagious,
no. If the mirror is talking, I'll be right. Okay, next. Alright, this is depression. So I get it from these are some of the symptoms of depression. We have another diagnostic, clinical diagnostic tools where it's not easy like doing screening outside there and then I say that you are having major depressive disorder or you are having anxiety disorder. No, it has a lot of things to do with diagnostic things like our clinical psychologists behind there did. They know that it's very, oh my God, what is this? Oh, it's more than 2 weeks, but it's less than 6 months. Oh my God, it's 1 day more than 6 months. Oh my God, this symptom is not, I don't know how to categorize what kind of mental illness dia ada kan. Sometimes it's very confusing. But we have experts to do that, okay, like psychiatrists and also clinical psychologists. Right, so these are some of the signs of kemurungan or depression. It's only depression, it is not depressive disorder. So there are some difference between that, okay. Depression is just a normal. We have a depressed mood. We have depressed feeling, but depressive disorder is category of mental illness. All right. Prolonged sadness, restless, more than 2 weeks, feeling chronic emptiness. All right. Loss of interest. This is two important criteria when diagnosed people with depression. All right. Fatigue, sleep disturbance. Loss of emotional expression has a flag effect. Apa yang kita cakap macam tu je. No expression. A change in weight. It can be gain weight or lost weight. Might be people with depression has a binge eating and then relate to bulimia, relate to anorexia and many more. Okay. Loss of concentration, hopelessness, and lastly has suicidal thought and behavior. Sometimes people with depressed mood or has early sign of depressed has this symptom. Feel like I don't want to live. I want to die. I give up with my life. That is some phrase of people who have depressed will say. I think today I don't want to go to work. I want to stay in my room. Maybe you can meet me with a note behind my beside my bed, so something like the sign from them. So we need to support, we need to ask them what happened, and then we need to help them to reach where to seek help. Okay? Alright, next. Alright, I will share some prevalence or data from KKM, the mental health burden in Malaysia. This is from just very recent and HMS 2022. And HMS akan keluarkan data for once in 4 years. So the last data was 2019, and this is very recent 2022. Yes, you got any question?
Yeah. Is this 2022?
Yeah.
I don't think that's accurate.
Yeah, it's 2022. Okay, all right. Are they okay? This is teenagers, teenagers is not include us. All right. So teenagers, 1 in 4. You have son, you have daughter, you have son, you have daughter, 4. Okay, one of them have depressed. It's so sad, right? So the data is quite frightening and sangat menyedihkan, kan? Nampak macam kanak-kanak pun dah ada feeling of depressed. You know that I have a patient as early as 7 years old who meet me and tell me, doctor, they usually call me doctor in clinic. Doctor, I'm stressed. I don't want to go to school. Oh my God, how old are you? 7 years old. Oh my God, 7 years old. You know how to stress? I don't know what is stress. My 7 years old always run, main tintin, main batu seremban, main guli. Oh my God, you stress as early as 7 years old. That's my case. I don't know another case. All right. So twice as many girls as boys felt depressed because girls are more emotional. So they tend to be like very intense in express their feeling. Okay, next. Back. This is based on PHQ-9, who had done the health screening test outside there. They know that PHQ-9, but not all of them, not all of you will answer PHQ-9 because the screening at the first page will determine whether you are eligible to go to the next page or not. Okay, all right, next. All right, this is still in teenagers. 1 in 8 had suicidal thought. Suicidal thought is suicidal ideation, feeling like I want to die, I give up with my life. And 1 in 10 had attempt suicide. You know, this is our remaja, right? Attempt suicide. Attempt suicide means they try to hang themselves, they try to overdose some pills, they try to self-harm or have some cutting, a lot of cuts. You know, the data is quite frightening, but a decade trend in Malaysia. This is suicidal thought and also suicidal attempt among teenagers, still among teenagers. It significantly increased for a decade. Tak menurun pun ya. Setiap hari, setiap tahun, setiap hari ada je kanak-kanak ataupun remaja yang ada suicidal thought and suicidal attempt. And always girls are more than boys. All right. So when we talk about teenagers, when we talk about children with mental health crisis, mental health problem, so what is the cause? What do you think? Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Yes. Thank you, Puan. Absolutely. When I having it experience in like 4 to 5 years in mental health, it's just like many of the cause is coming from the home itself and also the parents. So the parents maybe a lack of knowledge in parenting style. Yeah, okay. Oh, close the door. All right. Okay. So parents are too busy. Parents don't want to have a comfort conversation with kids. So whenever they in adolescent phase, they prefer to be with their friends and talk to the friends, share anything with your friends, and follow whatever their friend did. So if they don't have good attachment with parents, they tend to influence by friends. So cuba benda-benda ni, cuba benda-benda yang very risky, right? It's so sad to talk about this, but I had a lot of patients from kids and teenagers where most of them, the root cause is from the family and also parents, right? Okay. Right, next. Alright, so this is popular among also among teenagers. Loneliness. It's 2012 until 2022. Loneliness, inability to sleep. Teenagers should sleep well, should sleep more than 8 hours, but the inability to sleep due to worry, a lot of worries about exam, about their school, about their relationship, about their friendship, right? Yeah, of course, suicidal ideation, suicidal plan, attempt is still included here. And not having any close friend. Why they feel that not having any close friend? Because they feel like lonely because they don't have friends. But in home, also no one will be a friend to them. No one to talk. Parents are too busy. Siblings are always fighting each other. Okay? All right, next. Yeah? Oh, okay. All right, so this is among adults. Adults. Depression among adults. So 500,000 people have depressed. 500,000. A lot of us. So this is since until 2019. All right, and this is by state. All right. Okay, next. By social demographic groups. Okay, I want to say this. Even we know that suicidal thought, suicidal attempt, girls are more than boys, but still the complete suicide. We have another one is complete suicide. It is more boys than girl because boys ni dia akan ada macam satu courage yang macam nak buat benda tu juga. Tapi kalau girl dia macam memang buat tapi still ada ketakutan nak buat the complete suicide. So the data shared ada boys is more than girl. It is from overseas if I'm not mistaken. Okay, rural is more than urban and single is more than married. Oh my God, am I category in single? Oh.
He's available.
Okay. Or if you have all of these symptoms, please consult with your doctor. All right. Okay. Next. You are running out of time. Okay. This is data from since COVID. 2019 until 2021. From PDRM. The case. This is case of complete suicide. Complete suicide means they already died. Okay, they success in committing suicide, right? So 2019, 2000, it's increased, right? So 2021 is just decreased a little bit. It's so scary, kan? So waktu ini yang zaman-zaman kita tengok macam a lot of videos di apa sebar-sebarkan dekat WhatsApp dan sebagainya, social media, kan?
Could it be because of the PKP as well?
Yeah, this is because of PKP, but still the numbers is high.
Yeah, very high.
Even the post PKP. Okay, this is just same as before. Okay, some myth, some mythos, myths in mental health. Yes.
Okay, go back to your previous slide.
Yeah, previous slide.
Why there is decrease in number of suicide in 2022?
Why is
Why is it happening? Why is it
Lower than 20?
this is lower?
Yeah.
Oh, so this is a post-COVID, so post-PKP. So maybe a lot of contribution to suicide attempt from the PKP because in zaman-zaman PKP kan, right. So after that maybe they kurang stress sikit, right? Okay, alright, next. So some myth I just go through with the myth lah, mitos dalam mental health. So please stop the stigma. Stigma will give a huge impact to our community. Even in our family, the whole family reject for the mental health issue, anything related to mental health. So if kids inside the family itself having some issue, so they don't want to speak up. They tend to suppress with themselves and until they are very severe. So it's maybe too late to get a treatment. It still can have a treatment, but it's more complex and not merawat dia kan. Alright, next. Alright, I just take it from my graphic designer. So it's in Malay. Pesakit mental health is contagious. It's not contagious. It's not coming from viruses or any bacteria like COVID. Okay.
Genetic? No.
There's some research of cause from genetic. It's not macam tak berapa untuk membuktikan lah to that. Tapi there are certain mental illnesses inherited.
They tend to associate that kan?
Yeah.
My grandpa used to be so one year's cage and then one
Yes.
generation saved and then the next one might die.
That's true. Alright, next. Individuals with mental health need to be isolated. This is not true. They need us. They need support from us. Alright. So in our family, if someone got mental illness, don't try to isolate her in a room, lock the room, just let her in the room. No. We need to talk with them, we need to support, we need to advise because they need someone to talk. Alright, next. Alright, individual with mental health cannot work. I have a case in telecounseling where the boss terminate the patient with diagnosed with MDD, depression. Cerita dia sebab dia request cuti lah kan, cuti dekat bos. I nak cuti esok, kenapa? I have a counselling session. Bos dia punya terkejut tau. Counselling session? Why? Because I memang sebelum ni bawah psychiatrist, tapi currently having psychotherapy lah with counselor. And then tomorrow dia dapat surat berhenti. Macam kesian kan dia. Lagipun dia kerja dekat tempat neurodevelopmental punya kids lah, like autistic, ADHD. Tetapi bos dia still tak faham walaupun bos dia mengasaskan pusat tu. You see?
So he got the mental problem.
Maybe. Alright. Yes. Many of people who with mental illness can productively work and then have a normal routine like us. Okay, next.
In that case, that boss needs to go for mental
Yes, I would suggest that.
Recommendation. Workers recommendation.
Yes, worker recommendation. Tulis dalam peti cadangan tu masuk. Yeah.
Narcissist is considered a mental.
Yes, narcissist is one of the personality disorder. A lot of people with narcissist symptoms, but we simply cannot diagnose them. Oh, you are having narcissist disorder, personality disorder, but it's under disorder of personality. Yeah. Alright, pesakit mental selalu mengganas and need to be isolated. This is the same just now. People with mental illness cannot live with other people and always bergantung pada orang lain. No, maybe they need support from us. Maybe they need to like clingy with us because sometimes they feel like very vulnerable to the community, to the people. They might have overthinking. They might have crossed some voice. So people with this, we need to always support them because social support is very, very important in order to people with mental illness to recover. Okay? Yeah?
It takes a village.
It takes a lot.
It takes a village.
What? It takes a village? Oh, satu kampung.
So it takes a village to help.
Oh.
Yeah, it takes a village to help.
Yeah, it's not macam mana nak cakap? Sometimes you got your friends with mental illness.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes she only need once, and then it's enough. It's for the place to talk, the place to ranting, the place to share what's the feeling.
Listener.
Yes, a good listener. All right, next. Factor genetic. This is not true. All right. Tidak sioman. Okay, they are insane. No, because sekarang macam ramai orang boleh cope with a mental illness. People with schizophrenia. I have a friend with schizophrenia, diagnosed with schizophrenia. They still can function so good. They can also inspire people. This is very good. Yeah, because some of them don't take medicine because when it's come to schizophrenia or anything like complex mental illness, we need help from medicine to control the brain function, to control the imbalance of chemical in brain. So if they don't take the medicine, if they follow the prescription, they might be mengganas macam tu lah. So that is the function of the family itself to take care, and then untuk pastikan dia makan ubat, pastikan dia pergi counselling. It will help them to recover. Alright, next. Alright, a little bit of stress management. I am very confident that all of you know how to manage your stress, and you are so good in managing your stress. And this is the next. Okay, I just want to share some of the what KKMs or Kementerian Kesihatan Malaysia always promotes, which is amalkan 10B. So it is in Malay. I cannot translate in English because it's already in B. So if it is in English, it will be not 10B lah. Alright. Okay. So first is bersyukur, okay, feeling gratitude. So any small thing, okay, oh hari ni boleh bangun tidur, so bersyukur. Hari ni boleh bernafas lagi, alright? Okay, bernafas dengan teratur. You need to practice deep breathing. Okay, a lot of deep breathing techniques in Google, in YouTube. You can just Google it, and a lot of types lah ada. But I always practice 4 and 4 lah. 4 inhale, 4 hold, 4 exhale. So just practice every day and make sure the technique is right, where you the diaphragm is expand, and you feel like your stomach a little bit ke hadapan. But if you buncit, is akan depan lagi lah. Alright. All right, it's okay. All right, practice the deep breathing, because whenever you stress, whenever you feeling anxious, and then at the moment you want to practice this deep breathing, how to breathe, because at that moment you are having SOB, short of breath, you are maybe too anxious. So when you always in normal routine, you already practice this, it's easier for you when it comes to anything that comes with you, right? And then bicara diri. So this is why I'm talking just now, early in my session. Beribadat. So this is a spiritual part, which is very, very important. We always have our model of treatment is psycho, bio, social, spiritual. What is it? What is it? I mentioned, but I don't know. Psycho, bio, spiritual. Psycho is psychotherapy, which is counseling. Go to for therapy. And then biology is medicine, ambil ubat. And then psychosocial is your social support, and also spiritual. So the last element is very important. We also need to impose spiritual aspect to the person who are having mental health issue, so that they can make them easier to recover. You know, this is very important part, but I have no time to talk about that. Maybe Ustad after this can try to explain it in more detail. Okay, next. This is just 4B. Alright, for another B, berkongsi masalah dengan seseorang, sharing your thoughts, your feeling. This is very important. Sometimes in tele-counseling, people don't want to hear or listen any feedback from counselor. They just want to talk. And then they talk for 1 hour, and I will listen. 1 hour, okay, I just finished. Alright, bye-bye. It's just like that. They feel relief when talk to someone and have someone to actively listen to them. Okay? Alright, next, berurut. And sometimes go to spa. Alright, having urut-urut massage. Okay? Beriadah. Go to some bercuti-cuti Malaysia, hiking, and then engage with nature. And then berehat and mendengar music. Sometimes we are too hectic, okay, busy with our life, and then we don't remember, oh, I need to rest. Oh, lupa nak rehat. Kan? Kadang-kadang bawa from Johor to Perlis, oh, I forgot untuk singgah ke R&R. So something like that. So whenever you have a long journey, because our life is a very long journey, we have so many years, maybe lah kan, insyaAllah lah dipanjangkan umur. So take time to rest. Okay, next. Of course, bersenam is very important. You need to really do this when you're having mental health issue or mental illness, because it will release your endorphin, where this is a natural painkiller from brain, when you can get it only from exercise, or else you can take pill for the painkiller, but this for natural produce, you just can exercise and it can produce. It can help you to have a better sleep and better mental health. Alright, so next is berfikiran positive, so think positive. Okay, alright, next, I think, okay, so we're about to the end of the slide. Okay, this is Talian crisis, which is where I am right now. You can spread this number 15555, and then bagi tahulah kan orang-orang lain kan, if you have any problem, you just can call this number. This is Talian Hill, and semua respondent adalah registered counsellor. Okay, it's not volunteers, but it's registered counsellor or pegawai psychology counselling. So you can directly talk to the counsellors. You can directly talk to the counsellors, because to meet counsellor is very difficult. At clinic you need appointment, and then you got a date, and then you need to come to the date. Maybe needs to wait for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. So with this Talian crisis or Talian Hill, you just directly talk to the counsellor. All right. Okay, next. All right. So this is some data from Talian Hill. Until 1 Jan to 20 August, we have a lot of calls. This is just 8 months. All right. So now it already exceed to 25,000 calls. Yeah. All right. So registered counsellors is a respondent every day, available for every day. Yes, at the back.
Just curious,
Oh, Malay and English. We are looking for Mandarin speaker and also Tamil speaker. If you have your friends, if you're registered counselor, please apply. We have kekosongan promote. Yeah? All right. Okay. Yeah.
I have another problem, because my problem is very, very niche. Because I come from a very, say, sophisticated background. I'm not sure if I can use this service.
Yes, of course. Everyone can use this. Or if you want to meet someone like face to face, you're not feeling comfortable with.
The reason why is because, for example, I express myself using pop culture. This is probably foreign to the photo hotline. That's why I feel like I can't, I don't see benefit in using this service.
I'm sorry, I cannot.
Sorry, repeat your question.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I have a niche issue because I come from a very sophisticated background. I speak it in a way that is probably foreign to the hotline. Yeah. So probably for me, I need a more specific, very specialized kind of.
Oh.
He's looking for a more specialized attendees for his problem.
Oh, okay.
Is it available?
All right. You may speak to our counselors first, if necessary. If there anything that really not in counselors field, they will refer you to. They will advise you to go to any psychiatrist or clinical psychologist, because we are very limited through telecounseling. We cannot do a specific intervention on the people. We might listen to them and have some advice or guidance, and maybe some very simple therapy. But for this specific therapy like CBT, like DBT and whatnot, so we need a face-to-face session. Okay? All right, next. All right, lastly. So where you can get help? You can go to any clinic kesihatan. There are family medicine specialists who also specialize in a mental health issue. We also have counselor in clinic kesihatan. In hospital also we have clinical psychologists. We also have psychiatrists and also counselor, and also the private sector. So mental health NGO. There's a lot of mental health NGO very active nowadays, like Miasa, Befrienders, Nyawa, Awas. Yeah, relationary. Yeah. All right. So get help. If you find out yourself is not good, something different, something is not comfortable with yourself, please get someone to seek help. All right. So you need to talk. Don't let it become more complicated and severe until that you want to get help. All right, next. Oh, thank you. That's all. That's all. Thank you. All right.
That question answered. Yeah. Sorry, the microphone.
The colleagues are from which race?
Oh, Malay. Callers for Talian Hill.
Yeah, Talian or the consultation that we receive. They are from which race? Just curious.
A lot of races, but mostly it's Malay.
Any more questions? A little bit more, maybe 3 more minutes more before
Yeah.
the second talk? Yeah?
3 more minutes.
Yeah, 3 more minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
I believe with this stressful and all the anxiety in each community, for example, I come across where rich people are so busy with their activities,
Yeah.
and the children are left with the main small. So especially girls, they are more stressful, and they even say, I want to burn this house, I want to run away.
Yeah.
So I think with these community activities, like your PMP, I think I would like to suggest where we can have activities to go across, reaching out
Reaching out.
community, like any area where our candidates can suggest
Yeah.
invite to. Does that need something or anything? Or how to go out?
Okay. All right.
What is sharing how to overcome all this?
Okay. That will be very good if we can reach out to people where we more close to community, so that we can do some program with that. We did that kind of programs reach to the community, but this like this program is one big event. We reach to rural area. And then also klinik kesihatan is so very very active with exhibition and then mental health screening, open consultation with counselor, many of them. Tapi of course we cannot cater everyone, right? So I can speak on behalf of government and Kementerian Kesihatan, which is we got a lot of limitation on doing that. Especially budget, all right. But from my experience, a lot of program, reach out program we did before, exhibition, rural areas, so many places. Because if we can do that, like consistently do the exhibition itself, mental health awareness will increase. The stigma also, we can reduce the stigma. And also people can get people with a mental health crisis or issue or illness can reach us. All right, I think I hope I answered your question. All right, thank you.
One last question.
All right, Waalaikumsalam.
It's not a question, but somehow I feel that something that I must say out, so that probably KKM can actually suggest something. I believe that actually, as you said, that most of them Malays, I'm so touched with it, and also children. It should start from grassroots. I think maybe if KKM would be able to suggest what the mosques, many mosques in Malaysia can actually start something, a program of a child-friendly program,
Yeah.
and allow the children from the smallest to the biggest to actually join them, especially the adolescents. I believe that some of the organizations, for example NGOs and Islamic organization, has been doing it,
Yes.
and it works very well. But I'm very sorry, I must say this,
Yes.
most of our mosques are not children-friendly. They said that no children, no, people wants to play, people
Yes.
wants to pray. Get off, get away, noisy.
That's true.
That kind of attitude. So when we are not children-friendly, our children will go astray, and there's no religion attachment. And I believe that religion attachment is very crucial for the grassroots, and that actually goes a long way up to adolescents and adults.
Yes.
And I hope KKM can actually take that as an initiative to push all the mosques. They have lots of money, they have all supports to the community,
Yeah.
and I believe that they must do that, because we can prove that NGOs and the organization, Islamic organization, has been doing it very well. But for one, I believe that even my mosque near me is not so children friendly.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to take my grandchildren to the mosque,
Yeah.
So I hope you understand that, doctor, and take that into really very serious consideration.
Yeah.
Because we are killing our own generations. I mean, the Muslims.
That's true.
And the religion per se,
Right.
Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you for the response.
We
Right.
actually come to the last part, but if you can you see him later with your patient? Yeah. Okay. Our thank you.
All right. Thank you so
Brother
much.
Harith, for
Thank
the
you so much.
Very inspiring talk. something I didn't know, something I know, all in one. So alhamdulillah, thank you so much. And I
Yeah.
like the 10 Bs. And it looks good. Oh yes, do we have? Yeah, all right. From here? Oh, you're wanting to give Cendera Hati to our brother Harith.
Ah, okay.
Okay. No.
All right.
Okay, so Prof.
Terima kasih.
To
Oh, thank you.
Brother Harith.
Dia tambah. Okay.
Thank you. Terima kasih.
Okay,
Kasih
thank
makan
you
lagi ya.
again,
InsyaAllah,
Brother
insyaAllah.
Harith. Hope we have more